Come over.
What's up guys, it's the Film Team, back again with another video, and today we will be talking about Greta Gerwig's first two films as a director, Lady Bird and Little Women. So as always, thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I mean, I really love to interact with you guys, and so let's just keep it going. This is fun. Are you having fun? I'm having fun. Anyway, like Lady Bird, Greta Gerwig grew up in a Catholic high school in Sacramento, California. She graduated high school in 2002, and she acted for many years before getting her first movie made. Frances Ha is the only performance of hers that I have seen, but I liked it a lot. I feel like she can give a lot of emotional intensity on screen, and I'm an Adam Driver fan. But today, she is a 3-time Academy Award nominee with a lot of fans. She's also married to Noah Baumbach.
Why can't I just make the eggs?
Because you take too long, you make a big mess, and I have to clean the whole thing up.
Eggs aren't good for the environment anyways.
What?
You heard her.
Eat quickly, please.
Lady Bird was released in 2017, starring Saoirse Ronan, Laurie Metcalf, Timothée Chalamet, and Beanie Feldstein. The opening scene to this movie is literally so perfect, so funny, and such a roller coaster. And I think having a cast myself right now may have even made it a bit funnier to me. Of course, Saoirse Ronan and Laurie Metcalf are incredible. And this movie has beautiful production design with bright blue, pink, and green colors popping out in multiple shots. I also really like the soundtrack, and I actually even tried to download it online, but I couldn't really find it. So if anyone has information about that, I'd love to hear about it down in the comments. But anyway, a very important trait in this movie is that it seems like there's always something going on. Even as I was taking notes on this movie, watching it, I feel like every time I looked down to write something, I was missing something, because something is always happening. Always building to the final scene, which is incredible, by the way. And so yeah, I kind of think this is a flawless movie. And although I really like this movie, I am going to give it a 4.5 star rating, just because of the fact that, on a subjective level, I don't feel as strongly about this movie as I do about other movies that I tend to give 5 stars. But I do really like this movie. 2 years later, in 2019, the next Gerwig film comes out. A new Little Women adaptation. Saoirse Ronan is Jo, Florence Pugh is Amy, Emma Watson is Meg, and Eliza Scanlen is Beth. And just FYI, I had no idea what Little Women was until I heard of this adaptation. But apparently it's been popular enough to be adapted like 5,000 times. But I really like this cast, except for Emma Watson. I feel like she's a bit out of place in this movie, and Greta Gerwig puts a very interesting spin on this coming-of-age tale. She frames it not as a linear story, but as an adult looking back on their childhood in a reflective way. But unfortunately, with this interesting twist, there are a little bit of inconsistencies in my opinion. In the beginning, with me not being very well versed in this story, I really didn't know when they were in which time period. But I think as the movie goes along, it becomes easier to follow. Because on a second viewing, I wasn't really that confused. And like, wow, Florence Pugh talking around a bunch of 10-year-olds is like freaking hilarious. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. But anyway, Pugh is amazing. And Saoirse Ronan is once again very, very good. And an interesting trait of Little Women is that Gerwig doesn't antagonize any of the characters in the story. Even Amy, who burns Jo's book, marries Jo's ex, and takes Jo's seat on a plane to Europe. And while I haven't seen any of the other films, I'd like to assume that this is a new interpretation just because of this YouTube video that I saw, but didn't click on. But overall, I didn't like Little Women as much as Lady Bird. I mean, the Four Sisters in a period piece thing is not really my style, but I like to still acknowledge its quality. So I give Little Women a 4 out of 5 star rating, and it's probably the only period piece that I can stand to watch. And really, Greta Gerwig's movies seem so playful, and they don't take themselves too seriously. Both of Gerwig's movies explore the relationships between women, and the relationships between the women in the world that they live in very interesting ways that you don't really see in a lot of mainstream movies. With moods of nostalgia and coming-of-age drama, it really leaves me to wonder how her next movie, Barbie, is going to be, starring Margot Robbie, by the way. And on that note, I'd like to end the video. Thank you guys so much for watching if you've made it to this point. As always, thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I really enjoyed making this content, so I really hope that you enjoy watching it. I also have a letterbox if any of you guys are interested. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.